Christmas tree using this powdered flock that I got on Amazon. This stuff is actually fairly expensive, but it goes a really long way. I flocked this tree last year, and this is how much was left over after I did that. This is a tree that goes outdoors, so it is outside for about 3 to 4 weeks in the California heat. I know it sounds counterproductive, Christmas and heat, but yes, it does get very warm here even in the winter. So it has done really well, but every year I like to give it a fresh coat of flocking just to kind of brighten it back up and make it just fun again. So usually what I do before I do all that is make sure that you fluff everything properly, because once you put your stuff on it, that's it. There's no really moving the branches around after that. And then usually, because I've flocked it the previous year and it has flock left on it, I will use a blower and blow it out first. And I apologize, our backyard is like a war zone. We have construction, we have gardeners, we have all sorts of stuff going on around us, so it's always very loud back here, and hopefully you can hear me as I'm talking. Now, you're supposed to use a sifter like this, but I've discovered that from doing this in the past, that as you're spraying, sometimes this gets a little moist as well from the sprayer, and it starts to clog. And it's really frustrating because you have to keep stopping and cleaning this out, and it's just really frustrating. So I got this at the dollar store. It, I think, is a spaghetti strainer. It's got the really big holes in it. So what I'm hoping is that I can use this, and even if it starts to clog, the holes are so big that, you know, it'll continue to come out. And because it's plastic and the holes are big, if it does get really clogged, I can just kind of go wham and hit it on something, and it will unclog. Those are my hopes. So we will see how that works. So basically the concept is, as I said, you use this powder, you put it in your strainer, you spray with your sprayer, it sticks to the wet spots as it goes down. Seriously, so much noise. Welcome to LA, where it's never quiet. Okay, so I'm going to give this a try. I'm going to come right back to it and start working on the front. I'll probably start at the top and work my way down. That way, you know, anything extra falls, catches on the bottom. It seems like the most logical way to do it. So let's get that started. Also, I find that because I'm right-handed and I have to use my left hand to do this, sometimes my arms start to get tired because I'm not used to using my left hand to do things. But you can kind of see what's happening. Spraying as I go. Because I already put one coat of water on there, it's kind of already sticking to everything, which is nice. That's exactly what I wanted it to do. And as I said, I'm starting to already get tired with my left hand because I'm a wimp. So I'm going to switch to my right. And then my coordination level goes down dramatically because I am so not used to using my left hand. So then after you have put your flocking on there, you have to go back with your spray bottle and spray on top of the flocking. And what that does is it basically glues the flocking to the tree. It's coming down as a powder, but honestly it's really like almost like a, I don't know, like a flocking white glue. So then after you're done, just put a coat of water on there, and then when it dries, it's all going to be just stuck in place. So I know you can't see this, and I'll take some close-up pictures in a little bit, but it's really put a nice flocking on that area right there. Nice white, freshly snowed flocking. So anyways, that's pretty much the concept. I'm going to go ahead and finish up on this tree. I'll leave the video running, and you can kind of see as I go how I deal with certain things. talk over the wind blower or the leaf blower, but I was right with this. I could actually just pound it a couple of times and the holes cleared out. I also just used my hand and kind of rubbed over it. I'm actually thinking this works really well and I really like this. Obviously the hardest part is when you're first pouring the stuff in, it wants to come out, so I'm trying to do it over the tree, so at least it's all getting on the tree. I'm going to use this one real quick just to kind of show you what it does and what I was talking about, how it's a little bit harder to use. I'm actually really happy with the other one. I also like a really heavy flock on things. If you prefer a lighter flock, you may want to use this because it does come out slower and finer with this, obviously. So as you can see, this clogs up pretty easily. After almost immediately, I was not able to get any more sand through it or powder through it. So like I said, if you like a fine mist on yours, then this is probably the way to go. If you're doing a wreath or something like that. Sort of got the guy next door, his yard is not that big. I'm not exactly sure what requires an hour of blowing. Anyways, at least I'm not bitter. Make sure you put down a tarp underneath it. You might not think about it and you might not see it as you're doing it, but you are going to get basically a coating of slush underneath your tree where the water and the extra powder has mixed together, and it's going to get sticky and nasty. So wear shoes that you can clean off easily or that you don't care about. I recommend wearing gloves when you're doing this, even though it's not a paint or anything. It's easy enough to wash off, but you will get coated in almost like a pancake batter. Go back when you're done, which is what I like to do, and throw some little globs on in certain places. So like right here, I have a big glob of heavy snow right there. There's certain areas where I think, oh, the branch would have broken from the weight and the snow would have hit harder. I don't know. That's the way I think of it. So anyways, I hope that you have enjoyed this. This may go without saying, but make sure you don't put your lights on first. If you have a pre-lit tree, this tree is not pre-lit. You have to be really careful because you will cover all of your bulbs. It's almost impossible to control where this stuff goes. So you either have to go through and tape off all your bulbs before you do it with some blue tape, or you just have to go back afterwards and scrape it off your bulbs, however you want to do it. This isn't pre-lit, so I always flock it first and then I put my lights in. And I'll put a star on the top. This is going to be our Jack Skellington tree for our Valley Vista holiday house this year. I'm very excited to get all our ornaments on it, and we'll show you what it looks like when it's all finished. Thank you for joining me. I hope this has been a helpful video.